Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, our Camponotus Nicobarensis outer world is much emptier than last time. And we have tube connected. And a whole colony is living in this nest. There's a lot of space for this colony, but let's hope that they will grow now a little faster than they used to be. But let's take a look at little footage from moving and then how they've been living on that nest, and then we can feed them again because it's been a week. It's been a week since they moved, so let's check out footage. First, a little pro tip: if you have a similar kind of connection which has like part on both sides of glass, make sure you hold on that other side with your hand when you connect, so you don't do the same mistake what I did, and I almost, like, one ant almost escaped from the hole. But other than that little mistake, connection went well, and even like just after a few minutes, one ant was like, "Holy hell, we have a new route here!" And this new brave worker started looking this tube and tell for friends, "Hey, there's new route where we can go." So everything started happening very quickly. I was surprised how fast and how rapidly things start moving and grooving. More and more ants goes in the nest. They start exploring the nest, and it took only an hour that whole nest was moved in there. So I guess they really prefer this nest location rather than a test tube setup what they've been living in last 8 months. But it was super fascinating to see how more and more ants move on this tube, more and more traffic, and then when the final call happened, like queen went in a tube few times and then came back, went back to tube and then came back. But then you definitely noticed that final call when queen was like, "Okay, now we go," and queen started crawling through the tube in the nest, and then eventually all brood and eggs will be carried in the nest as well. And it was fascinating to see. I mean, everyone knows how strong ants are, and of course those eggs are not extremely heavy, but even those small ants, like small regular workers, they carried all those eggs, and big piles of eggs, not just one by one. I didn't see any major actually carrying anything. They just dragged themselves in the nest. And also I was expecting there's like those majors like bodyguarding queen and walking with the queen, but no, queen was walking almost all by herself with few workers around. But those bodyguards which been guarding our queen this whole time, they just ditched her and went in new nest and keeping it safe and get ready for queen. But it was very fascinating to see how this whole moving process happened. And here you can see, after everything was settled down, ants carried part of those eggs on right side, which is a little bit higher and maybe different humidity. Overall, no idea is it lower or higher. And then some of those eggs is on left side and lower section of nest. And this is exactly the reason why this kind of nest is very good for ants, because they can easily regulate what temperature and what humidity they want to keep their ants, because those eggs, because different stage of their developing, they need different temperature, different humidity. And on the test tube there wasn't that much space where they can change humidity and temperature, and now it's very easy. They just separate those eggs on different area in their nest, and they have exact those conditions what they want for their eggs. So I hope that their egg developing is going to be faster as well. And I think like even I had my heat mat under the outer world, that thick layer of sand and that sand bed, I kept the heater a little bit higher than normally, because I knew that if we want to reach that heat ever on those ants, we need of course heat first sand bed. And maybe that didn't work as I hoped, but at least now that heat mat is just behind that nest, and it only needs heated nest glass, and then or the glass then nest, and then it's already affecting on that nest temperature. And now there's like just half from that whole nest is heated. So first they moved on this right side where there's more warmth and bigger heat, and then later I noticed that these ants just moved on left side of nest, where I don't have any heater behind it, but apparently even it is on lower temperature than heat mat. My room overall is apparently warm enough, which is, my room is very warm, so they don't want that warm temperature for their eggs, at least at this stage. So now this whole nest and whole colony is living on left side of this nest, and it is just super cool that during day to next, they just move those eggs and broods from area to another, controlling temperature and humidity with that, what I couldn't obviously see when they were in test tube. So now observing more those ants is giving more info for me as well, how things are going, and it's just fascinating to see. They go out from the nest, they actually travel a little bit through a tube into the outer world, collecting some honey, collecting some water, and then hiking back to the nest, almost like they would be doing in real life and in the nature. And here we are. Now we have more space, of course, for food, or more space or better view when they're eating. And this happened actually much slower than I thought. There was some buzzing in nests, having conversation about food outside, but they came here rather slowly. But now we have more ants in outer world, some of them collecting honey, and some of them attacking on this mealworm. And then of course there's always someone collecting water. Like if I could, I would definitely like cut this nest like in half, example. If I could close half those sections, I would definitely do that. But what I have seen in videos, I mean, I could add maybe some cotton with some tools down there, but they're gonna of course get rid of those cotton balls, and then they're gonna open it anyway. So I just let them be, and it's time to feast. Like there's I have seen at least this species don't have super many ants actively digging on those worms. There's just 1, 2, or 3, and then rest of these workers just deliver food into nest, which is of course super cool habit and a fascinating habit, when you could maybe assume that more workers attacking on food and then carrying that food in the nest. But no, there's few hard labor workers ripping that food and meat from the mealworm, giving that for workers, and the workers deliver that in the nest, etc., and they can feast again. But yeah, now slowly we get more and more ants around this food, more there collecting honey. And I was actually surprised how little amount of water this colony used during this week, because normally when they were living in this tube just outside, that vial of water what I have there, it was empty after 1 week. But now that's all what they used, not even half bottle. So I hope everything is fine. I'm going on a little tiny trip for tomorrow, few days, so I'm not observing these for next few days, but I'm sure everything is fine when I'm coming back. Swarm is collecting more meat, and I think we are ready to thank you for watching this video. And if you have any tips, tricks for my colony or for me myself, just drop those down below in comments, and remember, leave likes for video if you like this video. If you enjoy this video, leave likes for the video, makes more sense. Thanks for watching, stay as always, and see you next time. Bye bye.